4 days later, I got my investment back.
Yeah,
And
nice.
then it was like 7 days later, I doubled the investment.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's sweet.
so
So we have Tina in the house. Welcome to the 10K club. That's exciting. You smashed it hard. Well done. And super excited for you. So look, what was the biggest problem that drove you to joining us?
I was sabotaging myself. That's it. I feel like it was divine intervention, really, because I had never seen you before. I never heard of you. I didn't know anything about you, but I watched one of your ads and there was
Nice.
just something that I trusted. And I said, I don't even know what I want right now, but I think I need to quit. Like this is just not working. And then I hopped on a call and I said, like, this is my ride or die. I have invested over $100,000 this year trying to
Nice.
figure out a solution, looking all over the place, complicating everything, building out all of these extensive funnels and like this web of noise, it felt like. And
Mm.
when you said one system, one funnel, I'm like, oh my God, he's speaking my language. You know, and it was just really I needed that kick in the butt to just remind me of who I am and that like somebody has my back that genuinely cares in a weird way. I don't know. I can't even explain it.
Oh, that's nice though. That's the beauty of ads because they pop up and you receive them at the time that's right for you, and it's like also like we hear that a lot and the beauty of paid marketing versus organic is obviously you're fast tracking putting your stuff in front of people that are either ready or they're not ready and the majority sitting there going I hate this guy. But for those that it speaks to and those that need it, that's the beauty of it. So appreciate that. So were you trying to do like what were the things that really didn't work for you specifically that you didn't like the things you were trying beforehand?
Yeah, so I mean, I had tried appointment setters.
Hmm.
That was $22,000 investment, didn't book any calls. I
Yeah.
tried, doing low entry programs, $29 programs that lead to an upsell, that lead to something else. That
Yeah.
didn't work. I just created
That's
a
the
whole bunch
tough
of
one.
$29 clients. I
Yeah.
tried, um, the organic strategy,
Mm.
content. I've been putting content out there for 6 years. I realized
Yeah.
people have been living rent free for 6 years. Even people said to me, "Man, how come you stopped doing your Tuesday lives? I used to get so much value from that." I'm like, because they were like, "I'm getting so much value. I don't actually even need to work with you."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I literally gave my whole program away.
Mm. I really do feel for a lot of people today because it's you know like like most people today will have sections of things that they think they need to do and they'll it's not their fault. There's so much content out there, but how those pieces are formulated is very important. Like people say, well, Ed, you do organics, but like it's 5% of our client comes from our organics and most of it is outsourced and done for us. And so when you have a paid ad strategy and you can focus on a specific sales process within that, the whole thing is driven around, focusing on people that actually want to pay for you first,
Mhm.
building that up, and then you can start adding to those things down the line. What's the things that you enjoyed the most so far? Sometimes people say like the ad process, the funnel. Sometimes people say the live support. Sometimes people say the system. What is it that's been the most valuable for you so far?
The just the clarity, the roadmap, I feel. I've only been in the program for 3 weeks.
Amazing.
So I haven't even gotten to like the whole funnels. I'm just kind of, I don't know. It feels like I just got clarity
Mm,
on where I'm going, where I'm heading, who I'm working with. I was just grappling for a long time. Who do I want to work with? Who do I want to work with? Actually, I feel like
mm,
I've been grappling for 6 years, to be honest with you. And then I think in one of your first videos, you said, set a timer for 20 minutes, focus on this for 20 minutes, and then move on. I'm like, man, I've been focusing on this for 6 years. You mean I can get this done in 20 minutes? And I realized that it was just like procrastination, maybe a little sabotage. So yeah, I think it was sabotage. I don't know. I can't even say. It's just honestly, it's who you're being in those videos that is so like honest and real. And I'm like, tell me, just tell me exactly. And I feel like you just give a step by step. Do this, stop the video, and then do this.
Mm.
I love that. Like, yeah, just tell me what to do.
It's again, like, I mean, I know this is not new, but like it's because we've done it and I've done it myself and I've been down that process, specifically. And today, as I said, like most people will never get that sort of clarity, that they just assume they have to do so many things. And if, I don't do well on overwhelm, I never have done. And so when you look at the inversion of like, what's the least amount you need to do in order to get X outcome? And if you work it back from that specifically, in today's world, that becomes like absolutely unique and the most valuable, because it's completely counterintuitive to what people think. They think you have to do more, you have to do everything, you have to do all of that. And it's just impossible to make it work because there's too much to manage. There's too many things. And it's unfortunately it's when we listen to like huge entrepreneurs like the Gary V's or Grant Cardone, and we assume that we need to do elements of that or components of that. And the truth is, it's just not possible. And then therefore, if you can't get cash flow in, or you can't get the clarity that you need, then the majority of people just never move further forward. And then unfortunately, that builds the belief that it's not going to work. And then they go, well, okay, if these people are making it work, it's just because there's something special about them, and that's not me. And
Mhm.
so, and it's not from lack of effort, or it's not from lack of motivation or desire. It's just like there's too much to to manage with life, and have, kids and family and partners and ex-partners, and manage all the shit in life at the same time as move forward.
Yeah.
It becomes almost impossible. And so without like a process to follow that is simple, and I always say, like, a great online program, a course, a system is the least amount of information to get client to an X outcome without overwhelming them, and so that they can actually finish it and actually go, oh my God, like I've got to the outcome, versus what the majority is like: over deliver, over value. Here's loads of things you're never going to use, that you think you should use, that you think is valuable. And it's actually, when you look at it, it's actually because they know what they're doing. It's like lifetime support, right? The education company that just give people access for everything, to like all this stuff forever. They know what they're doing, and it's mitigating their risk. So they can just say, hey, look, there's loads of stuff I've given you, it's your job to go through it.
Mhm.
Versus actually, you've got a limited amount of period, right, to get through this stuff, and this is all you need to do. that's
Mhm.
that's that's actually more authentic to care for the client, because you're actually going to go like, this is all you need to do, and we're going to support you and make sure that that works. Whereas the
Yeah.
majority of them are going, I don't really give a shit what works. Like
Yeah.
lots of it does work, but it's up to you, it's on you to go through it. And I'm just going to go, well, here's more and more stuff for you to go through. And
Yeah.
that's value. And it's, it is massively changing, because there's just, as I said, there's just too much to consume. Did you have any, so like you spent a lot, you were on the edge, were you nervous about anything particular, or worried about anything?
Well, I feel like the reason for my existence is to make a difference in the world. And I was like really worried about if I can't figure out this thing, whatever, like I'm not going to make that impact. And I felt like I know this may sound crazy, but I felt like I'd be cheating the world if I couldn't get my message out there. And that's what I was worried about. I was, I will remortgage my house. I will do whatever it takes to figure this out, but I just don't know what to figure it out, like what to
Mm,
figure out at this point. I don't know who to trust. I don't know who's legit, who's not legit. Everybody says that I have the secret. I was swimming in all of this noise. I didn't know how to tune it out. I just said, if this is what it's like to grow a coaching business, forget it. I'll find
Mm,
another way to make an impact. Like this does not feel aligned. This does not feel good in my heart, my soul. I said, I just don't, this isn't me, you know? There's got to be an easier way. And so, yeah, I was really worried about like having no choice I said, like, even if I remortgage my house, there's only so much money, and then what do I
mm,
do? Take out a loan? Like, but if I keep investing in the wrong solutions, what does this mean for me? And I thought, okay, it's time to just tune out the noise. And for a week, I just did nothing. I just
mm,
sat, I meditated, I walked, and I was like, okay, God, send me like whoever I need in my life, you know. And I remember seeing a video of a man who tried to jump out in front of a subway, and this woman saved his life. And I was like, oh, Tina, like your life is not that bad. Like this is bad, you know. And then when I heard your story, I was like, oh my God, I asked God to send me. Here's this person I've never ever seen before. And I mean, I hopped on a lot of calls with a lot of people and I can find the holes in their stories. I'm like, okay, but what about this? What about this? No,
yeah.
I don't really think so. But with you and your team, it's like that actually makes sense.
Mm,
That is actually simple. And me investing, I was like, okay, I could have just got the value from that call. It was incredible value. I'm like, I know exactly what I need to do. I can figure this out. But I'm like, no, I need to figure this out yesterday. So I can spend 3 months. I'm not doing that. And I remember saying, you know, I was talking about it earlier, this ride or die. I'm like, this is it. Like,
yeah.
this has got to work, or else I'm going to lose all faith in humanity. And I think the person on the call, I forget his name, he was from Toronto, Canada, where I'm from. And I said, listen, we're practically neighbors. I can find out where you live. If you're lying to me right now, I'm going to call you forward. He's like, I promise you, you won't be disappointed. And I think it was 4 days later.
It was
I,
Raja, right?
yeah, yes, yes,
Yeah.
right. 4 days later, I got my investment back.
Yeah,
And
nice.
then it was like 7 days later, I doubled the investment.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's sweet.
so I was like, okay, okay. And that wasn't even applying. I think it was
Yeah.
just the belief, you know, and I hadn't even done everything that you said at this point. I just like put one post out that you said, do this post. I'm like, okay, Ed, I'll do the post. And I booked 5 calls from one post.
Yeah, nice. Very
So
good.
I was like, um, yeah, it was a game changer. Just and sometimes, you know, it's like transformation doesn't happen over time. Sometimes it happens in one insight. It's just that one little thing. So I'm like, okay, that investment was worth that one insight.
Mm.
The rest is a bonus.
No, that's cool. Let me unpack some of that. You know, we get a lot of people that say that around, um, you know, like what we do, and I think, you know, like it's again, I'm not slagging people off down in our market, but like there's, you know, if you're getting into coaching for the right reason, because you genuinely love coaching, then you know, like that's like a whole different level. And the majority of people have either copied someone else or been our client or copied us, which is great. But it's you got to map into that your authenticity into it. And so, I mean, we're about to launch something really cool front end. I'm really excited about it because no one will be able to compete with it at all ever. So we've had a certification for many years, and we're actually gonna launch it and give it away completely for free. And so that I can, because you see me through this level, right? But
Yeah.
where I'm actually best at is coaching, specifically how to coach, right? Coaching skills. And so yeah, we decided like just to give it away for free for a period, see its excess, you know, see what, you know, see what that brings. And because it's a true skill that that's the skill that saved my life, and that's why I do what I do. And then I
Mhm.
thought about it, you know, like that's where truly passionate about. And if I give that away for free, you know, like that's different levels. um, that'll attract, you know, people that really truly appreciate, you know, the skill that is, and what that can do for your life. Because look, making money is great, don't get me wrong, but it's all byproduct of, you know, really caring about your client. And I think today, you know, that's not really out there that much. And there are so many people that do have programs that are not really, in my view, designed for the client's intent,
Mm.
versus they're just like, you know, like selling organic strategies today is it's very questionable. Like I believe everyone has something to teach you and you can learn, but like at the same time, it's like, you know, there needs to be a process that's simplified and easy to do. Otherwise, it's just not possible. But look, thank you for being an amazing client. I really appreciate you, and appreciate you jumping in with us. If you were to tell someone who was on the edge of joining, what, and they were like hesitant, what would you say?
Well, I mean, I work, most of my clients are coaches, and I say, I'm not going to help you build your business. I'm going to help you build yourself to grow your business. So I tell them, listen, if you want strategy, go here. If you want to master your mindset to apply the strategy and get out of your way and get out of your comfort zone and be the person that's going to be that real deal in the world. So I say, like, jump. Like all of my clients, I'm going to tell them, I can help you, but here. I don't want to. I want to help you be the person that, you know, can apply all of these tools and strategies with urgency and intensity, and put integrity into your whole life and take on your relationships and your health and your well-being and create a holistic. So I feel like I would say to people, don't hesitate, because it could take you years to figure this out.
Mm,
And um, and if you're not willing to invest in a system that's going to work, it's you're not going to do it on your own. And I can say that, like, 6 years, and I owned a multi seven figure company,
mm,
you know, like, and here I am working with you because it's not an easy industry, but with the right tools and system, it's easier than doing it on your own. So
for
I'd
sure.
say it's a actually when Raj
Yeah, Raja.
when when he said the investment, I asked him, "What's the catch?" That's what I said to him. What's the catch? And he's like, "There's no catch." I'm like, this is a steal. Like, this to me is a no-brainer. This is one client. If I get one client, I've paid for the investment. Do I believe I can create one client? Yes. So it's like no-brainer.
Yeah, nice. I really true. Like, I think back in the day, there's a lot that you could do on your own, but in today's market, there's just too much to cipher through.
Yeah.
And even us, like, for example, like last year, people were like talking about shout outs. Like, it was going, like, everyone was like, oh, shout outs. And we'd run series of shout outs on a range of different offers. And, you know, we'd got it pretty covered. However, I went out and bought, you know, the people that were selling the most amounts of shout outs. So we spent 30, 60 grand on different sorts of shout out structures, and then compared it to what we were doing and what we also teach our clients. So therefore, you know, so we're always willing to go and test it and put our money where our mouth is. And it just, no, it did not outperform what we were doing. So therefore, it gives me that validation. Plus, it also, you know, you can prove, like, we're willing every single year to prove what we're doing against anything else in the market so that we stay competitive. And you know, like, even though I didn't learn anything specific, there were some things that I go, okay, cool, that's some nuances that we're willing to put cash into to check. But that being said, Tina, give yourself a hand. Thank you. Welcome to the 10K Club. Let's get you sorted on your next steps so that you can put another zero on that.